Something that everyone is looking for right now is where in the world can you go to get some freedom, to escape what's happening with this great reset push. So, first of all, there are no countries that are just completely free and open that are just avoiding COVID and what's happening. Everyone, which is why this is so weird, every single country is at least acknowledging it, if not doing something ranging from pretty strict to absolutely draconian. So no matter how open a country is right now, remember that things can change very, very quickly. But what I think is more concerning for me is I'm in a lot of different groups on different apps, on Telegram, on Slack, on Signal, and I'm seeing people that maybe haven't had a lot of experience living abroad, traveling. They're from Western countries and, usually middle class, upper middle class. And they're looking for some place that is more free because in their own countries, they're seeing tyranny begin more and more and more. And they're seeing what's happening in Australia. They're worried that's going to come to their country. So for a lot of people, they're looking at places like Latin America, which historically in the last 20 years or so has been open and welcoming to expatriates. But what's concerning is the naivety of people thinking that they're going to be able to uproot their families and leave from this Western country and go someplace like Mexico or the middle of the jungle in Nicaragua and start an off-grid prepper farm and succeed in that. And I think that that's a very dangerous idea if you don't have deep roots in those countries, if you don't speak the language, if you don't have a network both socially and in business and at the levels at least lower to mid levels of government, some people, some network, some connection there. If you are relying on other expats in these groups, if you're relying on, I'm just going to go get there and I'll be able to meet people and it'll all work itself out, it's really, really naive. You would be better off, and I say this in all sincerity as someone who has pushed being an expat and going and investing in other countries and living in other countries and just seeing the world. I see myself as a citizen of planet Earth, not from one country. And I've spent the vast majority of my life outside my home countries. But your chances of survival in the next few years, and if this goes through the whole decade, depending on how long this great reset goes before we win, before freedom wins, and it has to, for the future of humanity, it has to win. But you would be better off staying in your own country where people talk like you, where people look like you, where you have shared deep cultural beliefs, moving outside of the cities, going to a more rural area, building community, building network there. In my opinion, and I've lived all over the world, you're going to have a much better opportunity to succeed and for your kids to succeed and to survive what is coming in a peaceful manner than you would uprooting your family, going someplace where you don't speak the language, you don't have a network, you don't look like the people. And, for one example, a lot of people they think, I've been to Mexico. Yeah, totally. I love Mexico. And their experience in Mexico is like going to Cancun or Puerto Vallarta or someplace and spending 4 days in an all-inclusive resort. You haven't seen Mexico. I love Mexico with many different Latin American countries, but if your only experience is in a resort, that's not the country. That's like saying, I'm totally familiar with rural Kentucky when your experience with America is like going to Malibu. It's not the same. And so be real with what you are working with and think about the pros and cons of a major move like uprooting yourself and your family from whatever country, whether you're in Europe or I understand if you're in Australia, you want to get the hell out. But there may be, Australia is a different issue right now. But for those of you who are thinking about this from whether you're in the US or Canada or Europe, your chances of success and survival and building the resilient, self-sufficient community that you are looking to build is going to be higher in your own home country.